welcome to another episode of Diva Court. I am your host, Marcia Mignot, and with me is my co-diva, Dana Smith. Government names as usual, listeners. We are coming to you live. This is episode, drum roll please, 99. Episode 99, listeners. Can you believe we made it this far? I danced to that A. Aren't you happy?
Yes.
Normally I don't dance.
Did you ever watch Bridgerton?
No.
Okay. So in Bridgerton, they have this girl
Am I going to get to start my show?
Yeah, let me just say this real quick. In Bridgerton, they had this girl named Penelope, and she's a plus size girl, but it's like you can tell that they're just trying to like highlight plus size women, and you get that. You know what I'm saying? Like, more power to you. But they have her in these tight dresses where she's in the girdle, of course, because it's of the times. It's during the times of like kings and queens and stuff like that. And she's in this girdle and everything. And then her breasts are just like sitting on a plate. And every time she thinks or talks or this or that, you could just see her chest go.
Oh my God.
And it's just so weird. It's like
that's why I don't watch the show, listeners. But let me open up this show for you. Don't forget to look for us each week. Find us on Spotify. I'm gonna need you to pay attention.
Spotify.
Oh my word. Apple Podcast.
Apple. Speaking of Apple.
And Google Podcast.
Google us. Did you know that the guy, Warren Buffett, sold half of his Apple stocks? Did you know that?
I don't like rotten apples, so I did not.
Okay.
And don't forget to look for our videos every Wednesday when we push them real good. We are live for you tonight. We've got edutainment beyond control. And don't turn those phones off or you will miss it. Diva Court is showing in royalty today.
Hey.
Royal Blue just for you. Hey, don't you like that? Okay, speaking of royal blue, isn't that the color of the Democrats? Ladies and gentlemen, coming out the blocks this week is Kamala Harris and her running mate, Governor Waltz. And boy, did they waltz into their first campaign rally. Why are we calling it rallies?
Because it's like a pep rally.
Oh, okay.
Rah, rah, rah. You say rah, 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 and it's in the alley.
Well, the rah, rah rally started.
And it's in the alley.
And it was close in the alley, I think, or close to a alley somewhere in Philadelphia.
Well, maybe that's what it is because, you probably rally.
In an alley?
Right, because, back in the day when the union was trying to form and they'll be in the alley like, we're not going to take it.
Oh, it was in the alley?
A lot of rah,
I thought they would pick it and rah-rah in front of the...
No, this is before. It's like, do you want them to keep doing blah, blah, blah to you? No. Because, somebody get on the soapbox. That's the soapbox. And they're in the alley.
Man. You need a hype man in the alley, and maybe that's where we got the rally?
Yeah. The rah-rah in the alley.
Rah-rah
in the alley.
In the alley.
Is a rally.
Is a rally. Okay? So, listeners, she is doing it, and she is amazing. You know what? I never knew. You know what? I don't think that women of color can please anybody. Here's what I mean by that. Listeners, we have a label called the angry black woman that we've put on a lot of black women when they get upset about something or they respond to a stimulus, whether a negative or a positive one. And I've heard complaints about her smiling too much. And I said to myself, you can't please them if you're angry. You can't get mad because you'll be the angry black woman, but don't be the happy black woman either. Why do you think, Diva, somebody would have a problem with Kamala Harris smiling?
I don't know if that really applies to her angry black woman, but I mean, people don't like to see people happy.
Why have we created a world where our children have to see it? You know what? That's why it's all these therapists making all this money all of a sudden.
They don't do nothing.
They sit there and listen. If I got to listen to all that bull crap you want to talk, yes, I will listen at a nice rate of $400 per hour.
I could not.
I could not either. I'm not going to lie. Therapy has its place. Listeners, don't get me wrong. Here on Diva Court, we support therapy. There is a place for therapy. And let me tell you something. Some of y'all need it.
There's a place for like behavioral therapy.
Whatever happened to mental therapy?
That's
Doesn't that
behavioral.
connect to behavioral
That's
therapy?
behavioral therapy.
Okay.
But letting somebody whine about their day,
That's part of it.
no.
That's how I control my mental health. Being able to tell you how I'm feeling, what I'm feeling, why I'm feeling it, so you can let me know.
We can't talk about the same story, and we on the
Wait. Remember, that's part of healing. Remember, some part of healing is to repeat it, to talk about. Remember, some people can't even talk about the first visit. They're just like, something happened. And you got to peel them like an onion, and then they got to come back next week. You're like, all right, are you feeling comfortable yet? Are you? No,
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you complaining about the same thing that we talked about.
That's not therapy. That's whining.
That's what I'm talking about. It's just like,
listeners, there's a difference between therapy and whining. Okay, we all whine. Period. Whether you have therapy needs or not, whether you have mental health issues or not, we all whine. There's something we complain about that we really don't need to complain about it, but we're human, and that's how we were made.
I don't understand when we're talking about, well, what do you think you should do? Well, that's why I'm here, because obviously I'm not making good decisions.
Well, part of asking you that is to assist you with making good decisions.
No, but they don't. I have some best friends that are therapists that are trained that you don't make decisions for them.
No, you have to teach people how to make decisions.
You just support them through their decision-making process.
I agree with that.
But that's not, the thing is, this is how I see it.
No, then you would forever need therapy. If I made the decision for you as a therapist.
Teach a man how to fish, right?
That's why we don't make the decision for you.
You haven't been trained. Obviously, somewhere in your growth process, your mental maturity, you haven't been trained to cope with certain things. You haven't been trained to handle certain decisions. You haven't been trained to make good decisions. You haven't been trained. So the first step is, let's get you trained, recalibrate your brain. And once we recalibrate your brain and you have like the seeds that would say, if this happens, then I should do this. If this, then that. Once those things are done, that's what we should be working on. And so then when we're 3 years down the line, then I can come and say, well, what do you think you should do? Because I already have retrained you, because somebody didn't train you when you was a kid.
That's part of therapy, ma'am. You just described it. You come in, you sit down, you share with me what you think is a problem, because sometimes it's perception, not reality. Hello. And I help you through questions and answers, back and forth, dialogue.
It sounds like
to see that.
Expensive.
Oh my goodness, I really never thought of that. You ever see? You cannot tell me, listeners, that nobody out there has ever said, you know what, I never thought of that. Great idea. Great idea. I'm going to try that. No. And then they try it. And guess what? You just helped somebody learn to resolve something that they thought was a big fat problem that they couldn't deal with themselves, without saying to them, you know what I think you should do? I think you, for this $400, should go home, grab him by the collar, take the kids outside, and deal with him.
In couples therapy, you have, this is what you should do. This is what you should work on. But in...
No. They give you topics to work on in couples therapy.
But
they don't tell you what to do. Ma'am, I think you shut up when your husband is speaking.
No, sometimes you need to. Ma'am, sometimes you talk way too much.
Sir, I'm going to need you to take out the trash.
But when you in there by yourself, well, what did you think you should do? I thought I did exactly what I should have done.
No, you did not. You did not. You didn't think it through. Because some people say, well, I wasn't thinking. You're right. I wasn't thinking. I should have.
So much hope.
Because guess what? If the person says to the therapist,
life coach,
I thought I should get the weapon and shoot somebody in the face. Really? Why would you think that? Well, because it was what would it resolve? So a lot of times you help people help themselves. That's how you teach them how to fish in therapy. Ooh, I could be a counselor. Matter of fact, they call me one, but that's not the kind I am. Please don't call me for that kind of counseling. Although some days I feel like that's what I'm doing. Especially today. All right, listeners, it was a rough day. It was a rough day. All I can say is a rough day. I can't say what it was about, but it was a rough day because somebody needed therapy and they used me for it. But let's get back to the topic.
What were we talking about?
We were talking about our vice president selecting a running mate.
Look how excited you are.
I'm so revived and I feel so well about it.
Just 2 weeks ago, they're gonna try to take Biden. That's not care. I don't care.
You're correct. I'm going to be honest. I had some concerns about the switch. I'm not the type of person that takes change very lightly, especially 98 days out or 88 days out or 100 days out. Not a lot of time. And because I understand the gravamen of the circumstances of changing the guards this late in the game, I saw it as, oh my God, clutch my pearls. This is not going to work. So you're correct. But I stand corrected. Today, I'm revived.
Do you know this is going to be, you know what a doomsday prepper is?
No, because the last one that I saw on court TV, they're both in prison for killing the whole family.
Okay.
And I'm not laughing at the killing. I'm just laughing at the fact that they thought doomsday was coming. Yet they didn't think, well, they're just dying to doomsday. They said, I'm going to kill the 2 kids and I'm going to kill my ex-husband and I'm going to kill my brother. I mean, it was just death. They killed a lot. I think it was 6 people that died. You never heard about the doomsday cult murder trial?
No. But do you know what a doomsday prepper is?
Yes, them. Those people that tell you that you're going to die tomorrow, but I'm going to kill you today.
No. That's not what a doomsday
Oh,
prepper
you have a
is.
different kind.
No, there's only one kind.
Oh, okay. What kind
and
do
then
you
there's
know
a
of?
cult that you're talking about.
No. They're doomsday
Doomsday's
preppers.
preppers are people who prepare for when the government shuts down, like how Walking Dead.
Never watched it.
If an
I know it's popular,
if
but I
a
never
government
watched
apocalypse were to happen, or the grid shuts down, or the food supply gets tainted, or something happens where it takes out the nation, they have stocked and they have stocked.
Yeah, Y2K was another mess where everybody was running around.
Think about that. People running around buying.
Of course they did. They bought up all the rice.
That's what
they
it is.
bought
But
up
they
all the
do
canned
it not
food.
just for Y2K.
They do it every
Oh my
day.
God! Again.
No,
Forever.
No.
Again.
No, listen.
They
I
do
have
it.
family that did that, and I laughed them out the
You're not-
house when I found out.
Ma'am, you're not listening.
It's not a moment. It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
Wow.
So every day they're prepping for the worst case
So
scenario.
why would you need anything if it's going to be a doomsday?
Doomsday
Dead.
doesn't mean the world is going to blow up. It could just be that the government goes dark. You know what I'm saying?
So
It
what?
could be that.
So what? You still alive?
Yeah, that's what they're preparing for.
Right.
So what?
Yeah. So
You
But
have
guess
to
what?
have-
Let me ask you a question.
Oh my
If you thought in a doomsday that you had all the goods at your house, you have the rice, you have the
Yeah.
canned food,
They got the guns, too.
you better have that. Because let me tell you something, you better have a lot of
I
ammunition
was
too.
kind of going
Because
somewhere.
if you're the only person with food,
Yeah.
when the government shuts down, you're the only person with money. When the government shuts down, you're the only person with resources. Yeah, you're gonna need a lot more weapons than you think you have right now.
Okay.
Go
And-
somewhere.
And such, they not only do they prep for food, they also prep with guns as well.
Okay.
What I'm saying to you is that we may need to start prepping. We might need to start prepping. That's all I'm saying.
I'm saying
Let
this.
me finish.
As a believer, I don't prep.
Let me finish.
I'm already ready.
Let me.
And
finish.
I'm not trying to be funny. I'm ready. I stay ready so I don't have to get ready.
Okay.
Listeners.
Okay.
So if you're out there and
All
you
I'm-
think you
all I'm
prepping
saying-
by buying all the rice and buying all the cans and pulling all your money out the bank, then you
That
are a
is
fake believer
not-
if you're claiming to be
That's
one.
not what I'm saying.
Okay. What you saying?
What I'm saying is this. So what we are.
You need a
in-
drink to explain it?
No, we are in August. October. Was that the August? October, right? September. August, September, October, November. 3 months.
I cannot with you.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I'm trying to be serious here.
Oh, really?
3 months.
Then you can't go from August to October
3 months, right?
on this show.
August,
and think that I'm going to keep a straight
September,
face.
October.
We
3
need to bring
months
books back to
before-
school.
before the election. And with what these people are out here convinced to believe, and everything that they think that people have done to their former president,
Right.
these people are going to go
Girl, bye.
insane.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
think
They said that
January
same
6th
crap. They said
think-
that same crap. Oh, if he don't win,
Hey,
oh,
did
we
you see what
all
happened
gonna
January
die.
6th?
He didn't win, and according to y'all, Crip Biden was in that White House for 4 years and he didn't do a thing about it.
That's not what I'm
Sit
saying.
down, coward, hillbilly.
That's not
Sit.
what I'm saying. It has nothing to do with Trump. I'm talking about these crazos.
Let me tell you something. They have just thwarted this week another assassination attempt on his life. Don't play. The crazos are out, but they're out on both sides. Like he said, they're good people on both sides. They thwarted. You saw that one?
It's
They
like talking
thwarted
to a brick wall.
No. They thwarted one today. This week. This week.
Why we ain't talking about that?
I'm talking about it. Can't you? Let me turn my mic up. They
I didn't know.
thwarted.
What happened?
This week, there's some, I think he's Iranian, not connected to the young white male that tried to assassinate him. Completely separate issue. FBI announced today that they arrested him. Big, fat, nasty arrest. And not just Trump assassination was going to be next, but other individuals, other elected individuals. So my point to you is, the FBI is busy while you're sleeping.
My question is how did they find out what happened?
No, because remember, Secret Service and FBI's are on certain websites. They're following things. They're looking at you.
Okay, so this wasn't like they didn't catch him in the act. They caught him like
before.
They're doing
they're doing their job.
The FBI in these situations, they'll go on these forums and be like, yeah, we should definitely do that.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we should.
It's one of those.
So
let's see if we can set you up.
No, you take steps in furtherance of. They already hear you saying it, and they get involved so they can know what steps you're taking in further. It's kind of like you call somebody and say, I need somebody to kill my wife. Okay. Right. And they call the cops and they say, hey, this dude's trying to kill his wife. They're like, we don't believe you. They were like, all right, set it up because we got to have evidence. I can't just take this man to trial based on the fact that you said.
There's a show about that where this guy goes in and he has people will come to him because he's the hit man and try to kill people, and he would
call the police.
He was.
Or he would actually do it.
He was the police. No, he was the police, and he would, pretend and set it up, and then when they exchange the money,
then they lock him up. It's the same thing. They're on the websites. They're getting the information. So this guy they thwarted because he was going to be this week. He was going to, and let me tell you something. I don't think, based on the photograph I saw of this gentleman, and I know everybody's innocent until proven guilty, that he was going to miss.
Oh, he looked like he was.
Oh, he had
that good Islamic.
He looked like the good stuff.
He had that good.
He looked like he had plenty of practice. That he wasn't from high school. That needed a scope on top of a building. He looked like he was going to get the job done. So kudos to the feds. You are doing your job because, yes, they thwarted another Trump attempt before it even got to the roof of a building. What I'm saying to you is,
I'm going to start prepping.
The people have got to. Let me tell you something,
months.
sweetheart. Let me tell you how you prep. Just go read a verse and tell God thank you for today. Because you cannot prep for what people are describing or thinking in their head. You can't prep for that. You cannot. It's like telling me I'm going to get on this plane and I'm going to prep for when it's going down.
I'm talking about to make sure that
if it crashes,
I won't have to be fighting people at the Walmart trying to get the last tissue.
Trust me, if you have the last tissue at your house, they're coming to your home to get it.
You know your heels is high when your feet hurt and you sit down.
Oh my God. You said posing shoes that you can't pose in.
You can't even pose in.
But I think she's energized the Democratic Party. She's revived it. It was dying, according to you. Biden was already dead, and they were just going to put him in. It was a corpse, and he was a walking dead. And your jokes.
He looked like the Crypt Keeper.
All your jokes about him being the Crypt people. Now we've got a live, vibrant party that's just they're breathing air again. It's great to see that we don't live in a communist country with a one party just says everything and does everything, that this is going to be a real competition. The good news about her is she's still calling herself an underdog, and I love that about her because it says that there's a level of humility that still says, hey, I could lose this election, although I'm going to do the most I can, the best I can. But I think her running mate is off the chain funny. He has the most witty, because he is what I think people, based on what you've said, like about Trump. Oh, he's just a regular old guy you could just sit down and have a beer with. You know, that kind of persona that you were describing. And he has that kind of persona. He is a former teacher, former coach, married to a teacher, served in the military, senator, 2 times governor, 6 times senator. So And he's 60. But he does not look it. Governor Waltz, my apologies, sir. You look older than 60 because I was afraid.
Like about 75.
I was afraid of you getting picked because I was like, oh, Lord Jesus, he's old. Don't pick anybody in their 70s, but he is 60. She looks way younger, but black don't crack. So kudos to black that don't crack. But I felt good.
It's not.
I felt
it's
kudos.
not. It's not black in that situation. It's melanin.
Black don't crack.
Will keep you looking young.
Melanin keep you looking lemon.
Melanin will keep you looking young.
Like a fresh melon, like a honeydew.
Melanin.
They did a great job. I loved how they opened. They opened with fire. He opened with jokes. He was talking about facts versus fiction, talking about
what other
how
policies?
his policies.
Their policies.
Loving it. Glad you asked that.
Go for it.
Okay, so he has gotten raises for teachers in his state. He has gotten free lunches for every single student that is in his state. So part of his policy.
What is his federal policies that he's?
He's gonna implement the state ones to the feds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he thinks everybody should have it, and the only reason his state is the only place to have it because he's the governor of his state. But part of their policies is people. Oh, what do you feel about the socialistic? The fact that you're giving free lunches. And he said, oh yeah, I'm a really horrible person because there's some children walking around with full bellies around here that go to a school for that. Leave the women's body alone. That's another thing. He restored women's rights.
So he's for the killing of babies. Okay.
He said you stay out of a woman's doctor's office, period. Okay, you stay out of her pap smear. You stay out of anything going on with her. You're not entitled to know what her mammogram says, nor are you entitled to know what is in her uterus. Stay out. Let people choose for themselves. And you know what I love?
Chemotherapy is murder because it kills the cancer cells that should have been alive, and they function by the way by themselves.
They don't
Cancer
turn into
cells.
babies.
Cancer still survives when you're dead.
They don't turn into babies. Go
Hey,
ahead.
it's living.
It's
and y'all
living.
said as long as it's living, it should not be
They
killed.
don't turn into babies.
Matter of fact, it's like 2 stem cells away from being a baby.
They don't.
No,
but
let
they
me
don't
tell you.
turn into
Let me
babies.
tell you the good part.
You
Let
never
me tell you
know
the good
that.
part. You know what he said?
It's cancer.
He said,
I don't
it
know,
evolves. It
evolution.
moves.
it does.
It
It's living.
changes. You
Okay,
never
it's
know.
living.
It
So,
doesn't turn.
so
So are flies.
all life,
Oh, so-
then you shouldn't
so
kill a fly
you
either.
shouldn't
You
be
know, some
killing
people
the fly.
believe that's
I'm not
murder.
a Hindu.
You're not supposed to kill fly. But here's the
killing
thing. Here's where he really got me when he said, here's how we do. We go back to the good old days where even if you wouldn't do something, you don't care if your neighbor's doing it because you need to mind your own business. That's what I agree with.
What was those days? People
mind your own
back
business.
in the day, people used to be in your business way
No,
too much.
no, they weren't in your business. Because first of all, they didn't have no internet, so you couldn't post your pictures talking about how you were flying.
Your neighbors was nosy.
You didn't-
Everybody,
no,
if your kid was acting up, all the
Ma'am,
parents
listen
on
to
the
me. Your
spank
neighbors
you.
now in Dubai know what you ate for lunch here in Atlanta. Okay, you couldn't get it around there. I remember when even a hit song that would come out in the United States would take years to make it to Jamaica. Girl, now they looking at it when it come out. Oh, Fenty came out today. They can text you about what's coming out
No,
today.
I'm talking about the communities were a lot closer back in the day. So I don't understand what his point was.
What are you talking about? You talking about
said
households?
His point. He said we need to go back to where everybody went in your business, but that's not the case.
Mind your own business.
But that's not what it was back in the day. Everybody was in
that's not
everybody's
true.
business.
That's not true.
I mean, but now you have people from
That's not true.
whole different cultures and countries saying that you shouldn't be doing that over
Yes,
there,
yes.
20,000 miles away.
Exactly.
Who's listening to them?
Exactly. Everybody on the internet, because they have a platform now. So with the internet making the world so much smaller, it forces us to know everything, and stuff goes around real quick, real fast now. So culturally, we're changing things that never even used to happen. Like, for example, third world countries like Jamaica never had an issue with adolescence. You know where we got that from? The U.S. Because
What do you mean by-
affluent
what do you mean by
adolescence is where
adolescence?
you get to an age where you don't know what you want to do with yourself, and now you want to kill yourself. Suicide. Those things.
They don't.
Su-
Okay. I didn't know what you. I know. I get what you,
suicidal adolescence. You're
Okay,
going
okay.
through something. You're getting in trouble. All kinds of. Culturally, those countries did not go through that, but now they're experiencing it. Parents are coming home to children hanging themselves in the kitchen and going, "What is this to deal with?"
right.
So what
That
I'm
happens
saying
in-
to you
that's
is,
happening in the Black American community too.
It's happening everywhere.
but it's
the
happening
social
everywhere.
media
Boom, there you go. It's the
overwhelm.
But it's somebody's culture though. It's a
no. It's the
it's
issue.
somebody's
You
culture.
focusing. You're pivoting. You're
No.
pivoting. No, you're pivoting to
it's
to
not,
where it
has to be
came from.
It has to right.
We're not pivoting to where it came from. We're not discussing the origination of it. We're discussing the fact that it's spreading. You understand what I'm saying? If I say to you, hey, herpes is going around, you don't say, wait a minute, which peanut wallet did it first start with?
Well, you don't
care.
Isn't that what you're supposed to do?
I mean,
You're supposed to
no, it's
figure
too
out-
late at that point.
It's too late.
Don't you supposed to figure out where you could have got it from?
Ma'am,
too late.
And who you
trying to
might have spread it
find
Ma'am,
that
you
man.
have it. Ain't nothing gonna change that now. Knowing where you got it from ain't
ma'am,
gonna change
there
it.
is no cure. But
You
what
might
we
need
got
to
to
know
do
what
is
source not to go back
no,
to.
ma'am.
Go back to you have it. It don't matter now.
It do matter. It
don't matter.
It
You have it.
mutate. Viruses mutate.
No. What we trying to do is keep you
Can't-
from spreading it.
You can't get more of it. That's what you're saying.
No. Like, do you know that gonorrhea has, you know how gonorrhea has mutated to
But
be
she's talking
super
about-
gonorrhea?
She's talking
Ma'am.
about herpes.
We're saying herpes.
She's
Did
talking
you hear
about
me?
something that
Viruses
Something that
mutate.
you take around. What Eddie Murphy said, like luggage.
is with
Co-
you forever.
So wait, COVID mutates, but herpes don't.
Because it's a whole different disease.
Listen to me, ma'am. I'm not going to have science class tonight. I said I started with Kamala. We're going to stay focused on Kamala and her running mate. We did sidetrack for a second, but we're going to get back to the point.
You wanna
The
drink
man
to
said, yes, we can drink to that.
What we drinking
Absolutely.
to?
Running mates.
I'm not impressed.
Come on, I'm impressed. Maybe you
not
should
impressed.
read first. Listen and read.
I'm not impressed.
Mm.
Just another old.
This tastes so
another old
much
man.
better.
Actually, he's one of the Democrats that you would probably like.
She would like it, but she got to hear him
because
first.
he's one of the few that actually does put his money where his mouth is. When he says he's gonna do something,
He does it, and
I
that's
had
been
to
your
see it.
frustration. That's been your frustration.
need to
If
see
you
it for
have
me to
somebody
believe it.
that's running every time they running, they telling you we gonna do this for you, we gonna do that for you, we gonna do this for you, and when they get in the office, they don't do nothing for you.
That's you.
Is that what I sound like?
That's what you sound like.
First of all, put some bass in your voice.
Me too, baby.
Put some bass in your voice, okay? Because it don't sound
August,
like
let me
that.
give her the months of the year.
August, October.
I am not.
You're gonna not pass judgment until you listen.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm not thrilled by frills.
You
I need
cannot
to
be
see.
thrilled because
I need to see.
You need
I
to
need
go
to
read
see.
and listen first.
I need
okay?
to see.
So go look at the man's history. I like what they're gonna do. If he brings what he did in his state here, we love it. Absolutely. He said, we're not going back. We're not going back. He said, Donald Trump, crime went up during Donald Trump's presidency. Let the numbers be told. And that wasn't even counting the crimes he committed. Dude, he is funny. He is funny.
What state is he from?
Isn't that Minnesota?
I believe so.
Isn't
think it's
Minnesota
Minnesota.
where George Floyd happened?
I don't know. I thought George Floyd was in,
Yeah, George Floyd was Minnesota.
is Minnesota?
Yes, it
Yeah, so with Minnesota.
was. George Floyd was
So here's the thing. He is on point. What I like about him, he's not afraid. And I like the fact that I don't see the wishy-washy. To get along, to go along, I don't see that. And I was like, wow, this dude is actually saying things she can't say. And she can't say them because she would get judgment not just from their people, but from her people. She can't be the angry black woman. She has to make sure she stays calm.
You mean she can't be
She's
the
not allowed to
angry
be.
Indian
She's not
woman.
allowed to smile. She's not allowed to smile. No. You know what your
can't be
president.
that.
You know what your president said. She was Indian until she
Well,
turned
yeah,
black.
because she said I'm the first Indian woman in Senate.
Okay, stop.
That's what
stop,
she said.
stop.
I heard it
We're
from her
not-
mouth.
We're not going to have you distort facts.
That's what
we're
she
not
said.
gonna do. That's what we're not gonna
She
do.
said it. I
So-
heard it
so
from
let
her
me-
mouth to my
let-
ear.
She's,
No.
she's half black, half.
No.
Indian.
That's not what she
hold
said.
Hold on. JD Vance's wife is Indian. Whole
I don't
Indian.
care what that has to do with me.
Whole Indian. Whole more Indian than her. Because JD Vance's wife don't have no Jamaican daddy. He ain't black.
What is-
so
what's that the-
no,
what's the
I'm
point?
trying to make the point for you regarding Indian. So before you start looking for Indian to jump on Indian,
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying
Fine.
She's
is
saying
Indian.
that she's not black.
that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying
okay,
is
so
according
JD
to
Vance's
her,
wife is not black?
That's
Hold
not
on,
what
no,
I'm
no, no,
saying.
hold on. Say
What
it.
I'm saying is according to her, I'm the first Indian woman
Yeah.
to be in the
Not-
Senate.
I mean, you can be
It
both,
wasn't.
right?
I'm the
She
first
is
Indian
mixed.
and black woman.
You said
But
she was mixed.
she.
And she went to an HBCU.
So
They
white
said
people
she
can
was
go
a
to a
member of the
HBCU.
Black Caucus when she first got to
White
the
people
Senate.
say they could go to the
She
HBCU.
just
So
got
what you're
to the
saying
Senate.
is you say the fact that she opted to say Indian.
What I'm saying
makes
is
her
is
the
that
whole Indian?
claim your complete heritage.
Oh my
But you
God.
But you did not.
She did. Go back and look
She
at the
did
tape.
not.
No,
I
they
saw the tape.
No, you saw
There's
one.
videos that says that I'm the first Indian woman.
So
to
hold
be in
on,
the
hold on a
Senate.
second. Let me ask you a question. Because being a black woman, your listeners need to know where some people's, and I'm not sitting in judgment of your position. I'm just trying to get the listeners to know that people like you exist in the world. Are you agreeing with the comment that she was Indian and then she turned black? I'm just trying to clear that up. Diva Court needs to be clear. No. Don't pivot. Don't pivot.
I'm about to answer your question.
Answer that question.
My issue is what Trump said was funny.
No. Forget funny, because he says a lot of funny stuff.
I don't agree.
So she was Indian, and then 4 years later she turned black.
What I understand from what the comment.
No. Don't interpret. What's your
Can you
position?
just let me say it? Don't tase me, bro. Don't try to put me on the stand and
Go
put
ahead.
me in a corner.
Go ahead.
What I'm saying is that I'm okay with her being biracial. I'm okay with that. I support.
That's not.
Can I
what
finish? I'm about to get
said.
there.
No,
I know, because the narrative
you
that you're
agree?
painting.
No.
The narrative is that you're painting
No.
is that I
the
don't think she's a black
for
woman.
Diva Court
What I'm
wants to
saying
hear
is
you
this.
say that one day she was Indian and 4 years
What I'm
later
saying-
she turned black.
What I'm saying
is that a true statement?
She has stated on more than one occasion that I am an Indian woman. She didn't say I am a Indian and black woman. So what I'm saying is that if I'm both races, I would claim both of them.
So let me ask you a
Period.
question. If
But
I can find you a clip where she says I'm a black woman,
let me
does that
say
make
this.
her not an Indian woman
Let
or
me
not
say
claim
this.
her Indian
Let me-
heritage?
Let me say this. Biracial people, you know what I'm saying? This is the thing that they have to deal with. You can't just be one when it benefits you,
Just so
or
you know,
the other when it benefits
race
you.
is a concept that doesn't really exist, but that's fine. I'm just saying.
No, in America,
I-
in America, it's in America.
I understand. We're in
In
America,
America.
and in
In
America,
America.
it
It
exists.
exists.
It
It
exists. So
It's
and
real.
And unlike Jamaicans, black people have a culture that we have to hodgepodge together. We don't have the rich culture that Jamaicans have, where you can,
They do, but they don't claim it, and it's a mindset.
No. We have a what we put together from.
Jamaican is a hodgepodge too.
Remember, Jamaica.
Jamaica's out of many one people.
I can start here. Let me say this, because a lot of things
I would like to finish what I'm saying.
that they don't realize is Jamaica and America were in the same situation. Black Africans were taken from the island.
I'm not
Can I
disagreeing with
finish?
that. I know, but you cut me. Your beginning of your sentence
But I'm-
cut off my middle of my sentence.
But
You do
all
know
I'm
that.
saying is that the culture had to start over. Same way America had to start over.
But the difference is that on a island, when like if there's even 10 plantation owners, your island is so small that you still know who belongs in your family. You still have those connections. Whereas in America, it's so spread it out. You know that if you leave from Virginia and you go down to Texas, you'll never see that person again. It's just a different dynamic, and it doesn't take away from what Jamaicans have been through. But what I'm saying is that there's a culture that has been created in the black community that you claim who you are. Period. So even if you biracial, you know what I'm saying? You can still say, yeah, I'm biracial, and you claim it and we accept it for who you are. But when you on stage and, you say you're the first Indian woman, you say I'm the first Indian black woman.
So
put it together.
you don't think an Indian woman is black? I'm
No.
confused.
No,
I'm sorry. I'm
Indian
on camera.
woman is not black.
Indian woman is black.
No,
What
she's
is the
not.
matter with
She's
y'all?
not black.
Yes, she is.
Wait,
No,
wait.
this is the difference.
Do you know?
An Indian woman is what?
An Indian woman is
what?
Indian.
Oh, whoa.
Wait,
whoa,
so
whoa.
Indian is a race?
Oh, shit.
Black is not a race. Black is
So black is not a race?
wait.
Hold on, you confused
There's-
yourself. I think you
No.
mixed African
No,
American
you guys
and
are
black together.
African American. We've been called everything. We've been called Negro. We've been called African American.
Colored.
We've been called colored. So
Yeah.
for us, there is American people
Yeah.
that are black
Yeah.
call themselves black. Indian people in America do not call themselves black. They don't call themselves black.
What do they call themselves?
Indian.
Wow.
Actually, I have to kindly disagree.
It's-
due to the fact that
I do
Hold on now,
Indian
hold
hair,
on
and
now,
they don't
hold
say
on
that
now,
they're black women.
hold
They're
on.
Indian women. That's
hold
what they
on
say.
now,
Wow.
Hold on now.
Maybe in Jamaica
Hold
they
on
claim
now.
black, but not in America.
Before you run over there, India is a very large country.
I understand that there are dark skinned.
Can I fin-
Let him finish. Let him finish. No, let him finish. Let him finish. Let him finish.
I don't know.
finish.
No, I'm not about to let him finish because I don't need you to educate me on the fact that
No,
there
we're
are
not educating you. You already got your beliefs.
No,
I want the
no.
listeners to know, though.
Please
I want
let
the
him-
listeners
he
to know.
Can go,
No, I want
for
the
me-
listeners to
for
know.
me, I understand that there are Indian people who are darker than me that live in India. I understand that. When I say color, when I'm saying color, I'm talking about the black culture, black American culture. I'm not speaking of black in tone of the skin, which none of us are black. We are brown people. We're not black, period. There's nobody who's really black.
So in your head,
So just so
when
you
I hear it,
know,
when I say
you-
black, I'm saying
whenever
I'm
you
saying
cut
the
some-
black American culture.
Yeah,
I'm
but when
talking
I-
about people who have descendants of slavery.
but you know
that
what?
lived
That is the
on-
mindset that caused a kidney transplant list to have
It's
excluded
not
black
the mind.
people.
It's not. That's
It's
not,
a mindset.
That's not. No.
Yeah, it is.
No.
Because what they were saying is they bought into that same thought process. Is that wait, a black kidney is different because you're not really black.
That's not
like
it. That's
you're
not the
you're
same.
Indian, so you're not black. And if you're not black, then we have different boxes that you're gonna check. And then guess what? That means your kidney is not failing at that level. That's the same.
That's a very,
Let me tell
very
you something.
slippery slope. And
That
that's
is
a false
exactly
equivalency.
what they were
That's
doing
not-
when they
that's
came
not false
up
equivalency.
with you don't qualify for this.
That's
kidney.
a false equivalency.
What I was trying
Wow.
to say before I got interrupted.
Well, you interrupted me first. You do know.
I
that.
Let
you
the listeners
speak.
know.
I let you
Clear it
speak.
up.
The fact that there is a caste system in India, and you might not relate because you might not.
I
even-
understand.
Let
the
him finish.
caste
Let him
system.
finish.
You
Let
know,
him. Hey,
educate-
this ain't for
no,
you.
he can
The
educate, but when
listeners
he
have
said,
to hear
you
it.
may not relate. It
That's
is
correct.
about
You may not relate.
I understand. the
Go
caste-
ahead.
Woo!
Give it to us.
Can I?
Go ahead,
can I
finish. Finish, 'cause the
before
listeners gotta
we
hear
jump
it.
off
They
subject?
gotta hear it. Go ahead.
So
Go ahead.
India has a
Okay,
caste.
tiny producer.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I've got the mute your mic.
You might have
Yeah,
to
turn
mute
on
me.
my turn on mic
Yeah,
on.
tiny producer.
Turn on mic on.
There we go. Her mic is off. Like I was saying, there is a caste system in India, and you might not realize because you might not relate to how that caste system operates, but it's very similar to.
Based on color.
Yes, it's based on color.
And you don't move out of it based off your. I understand what the.
But no.
No,
There's a thing
let
about
him
listening
finish the
because
thought.
remember, people are watching this show. You
They
might
are.
know-
You're not. This show is not for you. Just in
I
case
think
you don't know.
You guys are conflating ideas.
Then you be quiet and let us
So
conflate it for the
let's-
listeners.
First thing,
Conflate on.
let's see the idea before we start conflating and saying that. Oh, I already know
You
what
are
you
if
think.
you comparing black, if you're comparing black
No,
people in America
no.
being the same as Indians in India,
They're not the same. Okay, we know you know it's
Then-
not the same. Go ahead.
Okay.
Clear it up for the listeners.
There's a similar experience when it comes to oppression. Remember, you can relate when it comes to oppression.
colorism. I understand.
There is more than just
Oppression has
colorism.
more than colorism. There are poor white
It
trash.
is more
People
than-
that are called poor white trash. No, what I'm saying is when you're talking about oppression, you can oppress people despite their race.
But in India, the caste system is based on
No,
the
what he's
complexion.
saying is the relation when a person can relate to
Can I
oppression.
just
That's the
fin- can I
statement he just
finish
made.
what I say?
You can.
Let me
Your
finish
mama
the
cut you
entire
off.
statement before y'all make any more statements, okay? So here it is. India has a caste system. It's sometimes based off of color, but due to that caste system, similar to how America was in the 70s, I mean, this caste system has still stayed the same. Like black people, I would have to say, have come up over time in certain areas. They have come up and become higher in places. When you're in that caste system, you are stuck. There is no coming out no matter how much you marry, how much money you can make, how much you do, or how much you say you will forever be there. Even the caste system is rated by what jobs you can even do.
Right.
So if you're on the lower caste, which is usually the darker skin, even darker than you, those people are the shit shufflers. Those people are the hole diggers. Those people are just the people that are living in the slums. And those people are dealing with oppression that has been going on for a very long time. So you might get a little confused with the Indians that come to America, because certain Indians that come to America are part of the higher caste system.
They are.
And
They
they're
have money.
part of the higher caste system by, you can just tell by their last name. Like Patel, it's like there's certain caste systems that have the name that come with the higher caste. So you might see the American Indians that come over, but you might not even see the oppressed ones that would more likely relate to black individuals over there. So when I say individuals that might not be black or might not be black, but I'm saying the oppression and same similar life lived experiences. Like when one Indian from that area says, "I've been in the hood," and the other person's like, "Yeah, I can relate." They've lived similar life experiences. One might have more shooting compared to the other, but one can say that I would never want to be a shit shoveler because at least I have somewhere to go.
There is a difference because if you look, even when it comes to immigration,
but I don't understand how.
Even when you look at immigration, a lot of the Indian immigrants that get to the United States, these people are PhDs. They come here on EB visas. They're investors. They bring the money that they have from the wealth that they have from their country. They open up stores. They buy franchises. They buy Subways. So that's why when you go to some of these places like Dairy Queens and Subways, you're like, why is all these places filled with so many Indian people? These are the wealthy. These are the wealthy that have the money to buy themselves a way to live in the United States.
Okay, so I don't understand how that
so how
correlates to what we're talking about.
Relating it because a lot of black culture is stemmed from the oppression. So a lot of black people say you ain't black unless you've been through
something,
whatever this something is.
Right.
And a lot of people say that because some rich black people, they'll be like, she ain't black because she got money and she never been struggled before.
Ignorant.
Right.
But
that's
part
that
of,
ignorance
part
is
of
there.
the culture.
You can't ignore that.
That's part of culture.
You can't. But that still has. That's too.
I don't understand it really that well because like it doesn't matter if you're not if you like. There's plenty of like rich black people and say like, nah, you ain't black. Like you never been into the hood, bro.
That's true.
Okay.
There's a lot of people who
I don't
to a
that
certain
still
level.
has nothing to do with what I was saying. So I'm glad you educated the audience. I am aware of the caste system. I actually had a teacher who was telling me about his life. And even before that, I mean, we learned that in college about the caste system in India. And I get that you can't move out of levels. Unlike in America, you can move in different levels.
That's why a lot of people like to come here.
But with all that being said, I can't go over to India and say I'm Indian because I lived your same experience. It's two different things.
You could if you did.
My thing is what I was trying to say.
I think what happens is that there still is a culture in the black community, and all I'm saying is this: I'm not taking away anything from Kamala for her to have her blackness. I'm not taking nothing.
I wouldn't either because guess what? She went to an HBCU and I went to a white school.
I don't care about her going to a HBCU.
So my point is,
if she, as a person who went,
she had the option to not go there. She had the option not to go there. She didn't have to go there. She could have related to her white side. She could have related to her Indian side and say, I want nothing to do with them. I'm not going to pledge AKA.
I'm not impressed.
I'm not going to join any of those groups. I don't want to relate. I can't relate to those people.
Okay.
So I didn't pledge. I've never pledged and I never will.
Okay.
So I can't sit in judgment of somebody and say, "Oh, I think you're Indian." Until 4 years later, you became black.
That is my issue as a black woman. Period. If I was biracial as a black woman, you say that you're a black woman regardless.
I mean,
I'm an Indian and black woman.
Come on now. Every time I look in the mirror, I see my blackness. I can't hide it. She need to tell somebody she's black.
That's the point. That's the point. If y'all don't understand that, then maybe you're not black.
That's
what we're saying about you.
That's the problem.
What I'm saying is this: you stand on being a black woman. That's a place of pride to be a black woman.
Girl, no.
Oh my God.
No. And what I'm trying to say is,
I disagree.
Anytime that when I hear that you don't,
it's
claim
not
your
a place
blackness,
it's not a place of pride.
For you, it's not.
It's not.
For you, it's not. But for me, it is.
But she claimed her blackness.
She didn't.
That's what I'm
saying.
saying.
She did.
She didn't.
And she needs to claim it the way you want it claimed.
No. When she was in the Senate, she leaned
so she
on
recently
her
said
Indian.
she's a
No,
black
she
woman.
did not.
Yes, she did.
No,
You
she
don't
did
even
not.
know. You just
So
said
my
that
question
she
is,
did
is
not.
it too
She
late?
did
Is
not.
it too late to say it? Is that what you're saying?
That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, she's saying
what
it's too
I'm
late to
saying
say
is
it.
it just comes off opportunistic. That's
No,
all.
So you're
she
saying
don't
that
care
she-
when she said it because what I'm saying to you is
because I know she said it.
Of course she said it.
Opportunistic.
She said it when she was in college. She was not in the Senate when she was in college.
It's opportunistic.
What do you mean?
I'm
in college.
HBCU.
No, but what? Oh my God! So if I'm at the HBCU and I'm saying I'm a black
she's
woman,
around black women.
Are you serious?
So she's saying it because I'm around black women.
Wait.
If she wasn't around black women, then she's not saying it.
Hold on. If she says it while she's in college, before she even sees anything about a Senate.
Okay, what I think what Dana is like trying to say is that like when it comes to like people like you know how like everyone been telling her that she's like black and stuff, and like like Dana's trying to say that she could have accepted like it earlier, but she chose it like later to like accept it.
Thank you. Matthew.
So
But that's not the point. What I'm
But
trying-
that
right,
was, no,
right.
that's,
But the point
that's
is
as simple
the point
as
is
the point is.
No,
It's
I understand.
It doesn't have to be that hard. It's just
I
that simple.
understand.
It should be claimed from the beginning.
I think you're
my
wrong.
issue-
I think you're
I
wrong.
know you think I'm wrong.
And the reason I
But
think
my
you're wrong
issue
is I
that
would
there's
say
never
that
should been a time, even if she said I'm a Jamaican woman. To me, that still is.
She has
I'm
always.
not-
Oh my God.
Like
what
when
is-
she should
wait,
have said,
let me ask you a
I'm
question.
an Indian. When she said you're the first Indian, I'm a first Indian and
Let me
black.
ask you
it's
a
the
question.
pride. It's the pride of being a black woman. You want me to
How-
relate to you? Then you always count
you will
me in.
never relate to her. You
I'm
will
not.
never.
I sure wouldn't.
You
'Cause
never.
I wouldn't marry a white
because
man
you can't
and
see
not have any
her.
kids.
I mean,
you can't
most
see
black
her.
politicians, you don't relate to them anyway.
She can't
so-
relate to none of them.
so
She
I don't
relate
know
to.
which one you
she
like.
I
relate.
relate to Michelle Obama.
No, you can't relate
You
to
don't
Michelle.
relate
She
to
ain't black
Michelle.
enough for me.
She ain't
Oh,
black
she's
enough.
black
She's
enough
not
for
black
me.
enough for me. She went to a white school.
That doesn't
She hung
mean she
around
has
with a
black
bunch of
kids.
white people, especially rich white people too. Harvard. Oh my God, she wasn't in the. No, I can't relate to her.
You
she
don't
don't know.
re- So then
she
you-
don't
then
know.
how you relating to
she
Kamala
don't-
then?
She
First
don't
thing-
know what it's like
first thing-
because she went to a school that I wouldn't have gone to.
Dana,
so I
you're
respect
missing
that.
the prompt. She's not a
I respect
politician.
that.
She's not a politician.
Who?
Michelle's not a politician.
She's not, and
I
she
know,
don't
and
want to be.
she's more down
That's
to
why I
earth.
said
And she
you
don't
don't-
want to be.
She's down to earth.
She doesn't
And I
want
don't
to
feel
be.
like she putting on, and I don't feel like she faking.
Because she's not a politician.
And
So
anytime
here's what I said.
hear you and you say, "Ooh, they not like us," and the way you say it and your tonality,
So-
it just seems fake. Like you said, I should be able to have an opinion that I'm not the only one who thinks it comes off fake.
No, you're not
It
the
comes
only
off
one
fake.
that thinks
So
that
when-
because
when
I
you
just
say-
talked about mental health.
when you
and
say-
your perception is reality sometimes,
When you
even
say-
when you're wrong.
So-
and that's why you go
like
to your
No,
counselor,
it's my
and your
perception.
counselor says,
My perception
"Ma'am,
is it just comes off
your
fake.
husband did
It's-
take out
it
the
comes off fake.
trash."
It comes off fake, period. If you
He
are a
did
black
take
woman,
out the
when they
trash.
say, you're the first blah, 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 you say, I'm the first Indian black woman. You put it together.
She
You
don't have
you
to say
don't,
that.
She don't have
She
to
ain't
say
gotta
it, but
say
then
that.
she's
She's
going to
the
have people
first
who's
Indian
like, I don't
Irish
trust it.
black woman that's
Jamaican.
Jamaican
Say it.
that
Right,
Say it
right.
all.
Who does that?
Dana,
Get out
at
of
this
here.
point,
It's
at
Get
this
outta
point,
here.
It's
no,
just inconvenient.
hold on.
Confusing a little bit.
Of course it does. It's
At this
crazy.
point-
That's because y'all giving her passes.
It's
Y'all
crazy.
just, here's the pass.
First-
You get her
first-
pass.
And you ain't giving a white man a pass?
I don't, what white
Girl,
man?
you giving the white.
What white
Period.
man?
Up, all of
Who?
them.
Our governor.
Why?
All of them.
Our governor.
When?
All of them.
How?
Kemp.
When?
Kemp.
Kemp did more for black people than Kamala.
He put y'all all at risk when he refused to get the resources that he had in the surplus and give it to you so
I'm
you can
doing
stay home with
just
your
fine.
kids. There's a lot of people that died though, ma'am. So don't be
I'm starting to
disrespectful.
question your black card because
Oh
you
my
don't
God.
like
Oh,
black
we snatching
politicians,
that.
but
That's
you
not-
like some
snatching that.
white.
No.
She like Kemp.
No.
I don't like black people
Kemp,
because I don't
when
trust them.
Aubrey-
They're
when-
fake.
when
You think Kemp
Aubrey-
is real? Kemp
when
is real. He
Aubrey-
went to HBCU.
when
He's
Aubrey-
really black.
When Ahmaud Arbery, before they got a jury verdict, when they got arrested, he got rid of citizen
Opportunistic.
arrest.
He was
Why?
running for re-election.
He wasn't running for
He was
re-election
running
at the
for
time.
re-election
He wasn't
and
running-
he needed
he
it.
wasn't
Let
running
me
for
tell you what he
re-election at
did.
the time.
When he
He
was
wasn't
running for
running for
re-election,
re-election.
he was putting a whole lot of black women on the bench. You see, once he won, he started putting white people on the bench. I see that. Go look at the numbers.
Oh,
Go
I know,
look at
he
the
was-
numbers.
It sounded like a
He
Joe
was black
Biden
when those
move.
He was
opportunities-
black,
it's-
and then 4 years later, he just turned white.
Y'all so gun ho over Kamala.
We're not gun
She don't even-
ho.
she
We're
don't
gun.
even-
We're
you
not
just so
gun
gun
ho.
ho
We're just
over
holding
it.
you on over the
Yeah,
fire.
yeah.
One
That's
minute
it.
she Kamala, one
Just
minute she
dip.
Kamala.
No, you mispronounced her name, but that's okay. They
she
took
pronounced it the
took
way
books
that
out
she
of the
needed to be.
school, and
Not
we're
to pronounce
seeing
Kamala.
examples of it. You
All
got to
I'm
pronounce
saying
the
is-
lady
all
name
I'm
the way
saying
she
is-
wants you to
Nobody
pronounce her
even
name.
says their name like that. She's the only one in the world whose name is
She
like that.
has a right
Just
to
a quick
call
question. You like the
herself-
South Carolina governor?
I don't even know who that is.
Damn right, because you don't read. Yes, I
What's
read.
the South Carolina governor name?
Yes, I read.
What's the name of the governor?
I don't know because I don't read. But at least
Can we just-
I'm woman enough to say, damn it, I don't know because I didn't read.
I guess we got to start reading then.
You're damn right. That's what I've been trying to say. It took 99 episodes for me to tell you we got to read more.
We gotta read.
We don't read enough.
What's the South Carolina governor name? And what was your point?
We need
Y'all
to
got me
read.
out here. Y'all trying to make me
No,
a
no,
bigot.
I was
Ain't nobody
actually-
trying to
I'm
make
not.
you a bigot. You are a bigot.
No, I'm not.
Hey, I was actually meant by senator. My bad. I didn't mean governor.
So you ain't reading either.
So I wasn't reading. It's actually Tim Scott.
Tim Scott. in the
Kudos.
Senate, yes.
You like Tim Scott?
Look, kudos to Diva Court.
I don't.
Watch Diva Court where we don't read.
Don't read on.
You like Tim Scott?
There's certain things that I like, and there are certain things that I don't like.
What do
I
you
don't
not
like
like?
pandering.
Look, I don't
And I
like.
think he panders to.
I think
Trump.
Kemp pandered, and I think he pandered a lot.
Kemp did not.
Kemp pandered.
pander. Like,
He pandered.
No, he
Hold
didn't.
on,
Y'all
man.
killed a little black boy. I'm gonna take away I'm gonna pass a little
Do you
law.
like
that
Do you
says-
like the New York mayor?
No, she don't like him. He
You talking
black.
about Bloomberg?
He's black.
No, his name's not.
She don't.
Because I don't like that one. I don't like Bloomberg now.
What?
No, Bloomberg is the governor
That's
back
what-
in the day.
New York City.
New York City mayor.
Oh my
Is that
God.
Jakeem? Is that no? That's that senator. I don't live in New York. I don't
Okay.
care about what's going on in New York.
All right, let me talk
His
about.
name is Eric Adams. Do you like him?
I know because I can't carry a gun.
Because
in
she
New
ain't
York.
read.
I can't carry a gun in New York, so no, I do not like him.
Starting
Look,
to see
Gloom.
a pattern here. All those individuals are black, so
She said Gloomberg.
she don't.
I don't like no politician.
Look,
She don't-
let me
Whoa,
tell you
no,
something.
now you do.
I
like
don't
some.
like.
who? Who I like? I like him. I'm gonna give you that one. I do like him.
Okay, so moving right along.
I like him.
21-year-old goes to New York, college student, passing through, heading somewhere, and decides, listeners, to have a layover in Dubai. Goodbye. What happens to her? She's having a layover, and they decided they needed her to take off her waist trainer. According to the story, she decided that her doctor said she should not take her waist trainer off, and she was offended by the request. However, she was still taken to the room because it's an airport and there is security. She was taken, the waist trainer was taken off of her. She asked the individuals to assist her, the two females, I was told by the story, to assist her with putting it back on. And they said, no. So, according to her story, she pushed past one of the security to try to get her friend to come into the room to help her to put on the waist trainer, and they sought an arrest warrant for her for assaulting the officer. Okay, first I'm gonna tell you what my take is. Stay out of Dubai. I don't like to fly, so I stay out of Dubai. And I don't like to go to countries that don't treat women equally. And I don't like to go to countries that have rumors, if it's a rumor, that they don't treat women equally. I don't have enough oil or oil rigs or oil money to go to Dubai and cut up at the airport. So what her layover for 6 hours ended up a layover for 12 months. She was sentenced and convicted. Stay out of them foreign countries. Moral of the story, listeners, make sure, one, you know the laws of the country you're going to, and two, don't go.
Don't go. It's crazy. Can you turn my mic on?
Your mic is on. You
And
want it
he-
louder?
No,
Oh my
he-
God.
he told me he
the
cut it
listeners
off.
can't take it.
As a person who traveled to Dubai, I never felt like a second class citizen.
Oh, I forgot. There were white men that she met when she went there. Okay.
No, there were Arabs
Oh, yeah, they white.
and Indians.
They're white. Remember you said they're not black.
I did not say none of that.
Indians are
But
not black.
anyways, they're not black. So wait. So
Go ahead, tell your Arab story. Stay on your Dubai. Goodbye.
they actually do fall under Caucasoids.
Oh, be
It's
careful
only
with that
three
word.
races.
Be
Well,
careful.
according to somebody, Caucasoids, Negroids, and Mongoloids or something like that. There's only three. You fall in one of those three.
Please be careful. Just talk
That's
about
what they
Dubai.
say. That's
Talk
the
about
thing.
your experience. It was positive.
So I went to Dubai with the mindset of they did not respect women and women can't speak and women can't do this and women can't do that. I went in with that mindset. So I was very careful about what I said, how I said it, and what I wore and how I wore it. But as the trip started to come closer to an end, it didn't seem as strict as people made it seem. I think that's a lot that has to do with the propaganda that is always pushed on Islamic countries. I'm not saying that if you went to Saudi Arabia, it might be completely different, but Dubai strives off of tourists. So to arrest an American tourist where they know that a lot of people are coming over there spending their money, that's a big deal. So
You think oil millionaires or billionaires need money?
I think it has to do with the government.
Oh, okay.
Billionaires need to keep money.
Oh, okay.
And they don't want to spend money. Hence, that's why they stay billionaires. So they want you to come.
I thought
spend
they
your
spent it
money
on fancy cars, women, jewelry.
I mean,
and
how many
parties.
cars and
what else? What
right,
else are they going to do with those
if
billions?
you're going to keep money,
if you got nothing but sand and
still
nowhere to
running a country.
plant food.
People like power. So
okay.
so no matter how much money you have, if you have the power to run a country and you want your country to be the.
So let me ask you a question. Why didn't you just cut up and be your normal fancy self?
I didn't finish. Well, I mean, first of all, it's like I'm not in America. Like your laws, the American Constitution does not come into your pocket.
It don't travel
and go from country to country. So
that freedom ain't free when you get there.
Right. When in Rome, do what the Romans do. Okay. So even if there was times that I was offended and I was like, do you want to be in an Arabian prison? And I said, no, I don't. So, girl, let that go. It's all good. It's not that serious. Let it go. Let it go.
You think at 21 you would have let it go? Miss, I just went to the casino the other day and I was about to get into a fight with somebody because they said something.
I was in America.
Oh, so if you were in Dubai, you would have let that casino incident go?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well,
yes. Right. Because I literally conformed to what
the culture
was. Okay. I don't even have somebody could kidnap me. I mean, all of these things, I think even at 21, I was just a little bit more mature in when I'm doing something that I know I can get in trouble, I'm being very,
I'm a good criminal.
Right. I'm going to be, when the police come around, I turn into the victim. When the police are gone, I'm the problem. You know what I'm saying? So I know how to conform. So I conform to what I need to do to get the job done. So I just don't see it being, because I read the story. I slightly brushed her, and now she's calling it assault. No,
I think she brushed past the woman. I don't think it was an assault. Because an assault requires the intent. I think she was pissed off when she said to them, hey, can you help me get this back on since y'all took it off? And they said, no, we're not going to help you put that on. We took it off for security reasons, and our job is not to get you dressed.
I think she's 21. And I think that in America,
frustrated
when somebody do something that you don't like, this bitch, blah, 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 blah,
tired. You on that long flight.
Yep.
You're sitting there that long time.
She goes into this
and now somebody harassing you.
She thinks that in Dubai,
they said goodbye.
A doctor's note means something to them.
They could care less.
When they know that they have people who will blow up a building,
they could care
and all they need is a doctor's note. Like to me, it just doesn't make. When you're in a country where terrorism may not be in their country, but it's in their surrounding countries. Terrorism is a big thing where people will blow up stuff. They don't give up about your doctor's note.
Right. What she's saying, though, is that dashiki is what you should be looking for, not this waist trainer.
Right. So
go take his clothes off, not mine.
So with that being said,
so you gonna let these men?
She popped off.
She probably saw the men and say, "You're not gonna get him to take off that dashiki. You don't see all that clothes he's wearing."
I think she popped off.
You don't think he has a gun?
I think she probably pushed
hidden under that.
I think she probably. It may not have been.
I'm sure she brushed past that lady. I'm sure she brushed past that lady and bumped that lady and got right outside and told her friend, "Come on in here and let's help me put this stupid thing on."
Oh my God.
Let me put this stupid thing on because these people are stupid, and I think it's stupid that I had to take it off.
Yeah,
and I'm not coming back to this stupid country.
Right.
And they said, "Well, you're gonna stay longer at this
with
stupid
your stupid
country."
Ass. Right. That's why.
Welcome to Dubai, and you're gonna spend 12 months here.
That's why the TSA agent in America was about to get it because I told her this is.
Let me tell you something.
America
at the America. Airport, the TSA would take you to federal prison.
That's fine.
Okay. Long as you know you're still going to prison in America.
But what I'm saying is I didn't push her.
What you say you was going to get your weight lifting on?
I didn't push
and pass
her.
out your cards. So when you came out, you would have had some customers.
Right. I didn't push her. I didn't lay hands on her. But I can say what I want to say. You can't tell me that I can't say what I want to say.
No, because the airport is a special place. So you cannot make threats.
I didn't threaten her.
Okay. Now, my point is, don't let the listeners think that words at the airport don't matter.
No, I told her
because they do.
She told me
some words.
I said I just don't understand why I can't go over there. And I was like, I don't know why you just didn't put me over there anyways. And she said, you ain't got to have an attitude. And I was like, yes, I can have an attitude. This is America. I have an attitude. It's my right. to have an attitude.
Look, if you was in Dubai, she would have said, "Come on."
If I was in Dubai, I got to wrap.
Come on.
They would have wrapped my ass up.
Come on, let's
And-
go.
And
Go,
even
this
in
way,
that
this way.
situation, I didn't pop off on her sooner because I was thinking, girl, you've been on this flight for 20 hours. Do you want to sit up in a TSA office even longer than the length of this line you've been
Hello.
waiting in? So, you know.
Moral of the story: don't take these long flights. Don't take these long trips. Don't take these countries. I am not sitting on no plane for longer than the time it takes to fly to Jamaica. Thank you.
How long
Thank you
is
very
that?
much.
So no longer than
2:45.
4 hours.
2:45.
2 hours and 45 minutes.
2:45 from Atlanta. 2:45.
I thought it was like 3. Okay, that's 3 hours, give or take.
No, maybe not. To the gate is probably 2:45 counting to the gate. Because sometimes they make it longer, but you're actually landing sooner. Because sometimes they'll say 2:45, and you're like, why are we descending? I feel the plane going down. Why do we feel like we're going down? And it's only 2:15. And they're telling you, oh, we're getting ready, you know, prepare for landing.
Wait, are you 2:15? Like, do you got your timer going?
Honey.
And you looking and
Honey,
it says
I'm like this,
2:15?
okay.
Or is it actually 2:15 and that's the only
Okay.
time you leave?
2 hours and
to
15
go?
minutes. Okay. All right, I got 10 more to go. 5, 4. Yes, I count down. I hate flying. I hate flying. I've always hated flying. Only time I used to like to fly was I was a child. But as an adult, I hate flying. I had the worst flight when my grandmother passed. And that flight was so horrible. It was so horrible, the flight attendants was throwing up.
What? Was a lot of turbulence?
Yeah, it was so bad. Our delay was hours. Like we were, and what I don't like is if the flight is going to be delayed for weather reasons, taxi back. Stop trying to save money. Because remember, while the plane is at the gate, they pay for that. That's why you find them wanting to taxi away from the gate and will keep you on flight on tarmac 3, 4, 5 hours because if they pull back, they got to pay. So I don't like that because now you're keeping me hostage on a flight you know that you can't lift.
What
So
do you
we
mean
were
they had to pay like because it's so many
because
different
gate, yeah, you pay
planes
for
that
the
come?
gate time. Yeah, you pay
Okay.
for the gate. That's the airlines have to pay for gates. So you're at the gate, you got to pay for that. That's why it's so important for you to be on time and pull off from the gate. But once you pull off from the gate, also the rules are that you're on time. So if you say this flight's leaving at 2:45 and you're backing away from the gate at 2:45, you just left on time. Me and you not even in the air. And then they taxi you out to the runway. And they know the weather's not good enough for you to go. They don't have clearance to lift off. And they leave you in there for a good 30 minutes. You just sitting there going, kabloom, looking at water running down the side of the window,
Like, I
getting
know
all
we
your
not about to
anxiety
fly.
on,
Right.
just sitting there like, okay, are we going back? Are we not going back? And they're like, no, we're not going back. We ain't canceling this. I mean, they were on a flight coming back from Canada the other day from my aunt's funeral. And family called
go?
and said, no, I could not. It was too short notice. And it was during the week. So it was bad because I couldn't get out of court. It was like this Wednesday. Tuesday is the
Why do they plan funerals like
I don't know. There are some people that just go quick. Like, I don't know if it's, I don't want to be embalmed. I don't know what the request was. I just know it was quick. I knew I couldn't get out of court and I just couldn't go. So I
like
said
you would think that they would come like, all right, family, what's the
Saturday.
best time?
Even if you said Friday. Even if you said Friday, I would be there. But it wasn't. But long story short, I hate sitting on tarmac and I'm sitting there. And I know we can't leave because the weather's bad. And I know they're waiting for clearance, and we just sit. And it's getting hot because the air is not really on until the flight is moving at a certain level. So you're circulating the air in there. You know, you can barely breathe. It's locked up. The weather's bad, and you're thinking, are these people gonna get desperate enough to go up when it's really not safe? Because now you're questioning, are they so desperate to make sure that this flight leaves because it's already out here that they're willing to risk our lives? And
crazy.
boy, we went up, and baby. It was on and popping from the lift to the land. It was bad. It was all the way to Palm Beach, and
Coming
it was
from Georgia?
coming from Atlanta, and it was so bad. People were just throwing up in the bags, and the flight attendants was sick, and the pilots were coming on and saying we cannot do in-flight service. We apologize. I'm like, bro, keep the steering, keep your hand on the
How
steering.
about you land in Savannah somewhere?
Hey, sir, could you keep your hands on the
Tallahassee.
steering?
Can you
Don't
land in
worry about
Tallahassee?
me getting a Sprite. I can get one when I get there. I don't need a Coke, sir. I can get one when we hit the ground. So it was horrible. It was a horrible experience. And ever since that experience, I was like, nah, I'm not fooling with it. And now I'm watching doors flying off on takeoff and and Bowen's, tires falling off of Bowen's and hitting
Bowen's about to have
cars.
to. They're gonna have to go bankrupt because this.
Let me tell you something.
going
They
crazy.
you can't cut
It's
corners.
when they did the merger with Donald Douglas.
So Donald was failing, and they decided to pick up a failure.
The
Donald
thing is,
who?
Donald Douglas.
Donald
That's
Douglas
one of
was the other competing airline in the United States when Boeing and they were going in the 60s and 70s. They were competing against each other, and then Donald was looking like it was going to go under.
They should have let it go under.
They merged with Boeing, and the executives of Donald, it looks like, took over Boeing. So Boeing used to be engineering focused, so they weren't really focused on the profits and profit margins.
Safety.
They were focused on just making a good plane and making it run. Donald Douglas, on the other hand, was like money. So a lot of their
That's why they were going down.
A lot of their planes did not make it back home. So they were just designed in an odd way where it was like it was made economically efficient over safety. So a lot of the planes were kind of like built like arrows. They kind of look weird if you look at the old planes, but they were built to be very economically fuel efficient. But they were hard to fly, and sometimes they crashed.
Sometimes.
And you don't want to be on it when it goes down.
And so now those people transferred over into Boeing and did the same thing that they were doing over in Donald Douglas, where they're cutting corners.
So I ruined one company, and they kept me.
and
I wonder why.
Profit margins.
So I can ruin this one.
It sounds like capitalism to me.
That's greedism. That's just a nice way of saying greedy.
Yeah, that's what
Now
happens
let's talk about going down.
when it's going down.
At the Olympics,
Going
ladies and
up.
gentlemen, something was going down at the pole vault competition. A Frenchman decided to show his croissant.
Croissant.
Ladies and gentlemen, what are we talking about? We are talking about a French pole vault competitor that decided to jump, and unfortunately, he lost the event because his genitals slapped the pole on the way down. And now he is infamous. According to the reports,
He might be famous.
they
too.
think he can be a porn star, and they think he can take magazines. And I'm sure that Calvin's calling him to do their underwear commercial because he had more junk than he could trunk. And he lost the competition, but he won because women across the country are talking about him on every single show out there. Well, what's your take regarding what you saw? You saw the video. I
saw
haven't
the
seen the
video.
video. I've only seen still shots, and even the still shots are still funny.
I wonder if he was in pain.
Of course it hurt. He didn't look like it
No,
hurt.
Well, no. I mean,
He just
maybe.
landed and smiled and got back up.
You know, like
He
if
didn't
you-
lay there for a
If
second.
your titty flat, it don't hurt. So maybe it's like that. I don't know.
Oh my God.
Boop. On a pole, it's not gonna hurt.
It was just a flick. Maybe his speed is why.
Maybe the speed.
I don't know.
You think it
But
hurt, Mr. Producer?
I think as a I think he didn't need the pole if he's vaulting like that.
You just tigger it,
Just tigger it all the way up the fence.
tigger it all the way.
But listeners,
I wondered, was there any damage? Any damage done?
you think the doctors came out and started checking him for injury?
Mr. Producer, do you know?
I do not know, and nor do
I
I
don't
want to
think-
find out.
I don't think his ego can't be bruised because people are thinking he's the talk of the town. He went viral. So he should feel good about himself. He should say, hey, sometimes you got to lose to win. And that's our episode 99. Listeners, we are going to come to you special for 100. We're going to try to find a location so that we can bring our special guest in. We can ask questions. Episode 100 is coming up, and we're going to do something spectacular for you. Tell us what you want to see. Tell us what you want to hear. Tell us who you want us to get as a guest. And no, Michelle Obama's not on the list. Okay? But as we say here on Diva Court, find us every week on
Spotify.
Apple Podcasts
Apple.
and Google Podcasts.
Googles.
As we say here, look for our videos every Wednesday when we push them real good. When we close the show, it's only one way to do it, and it is we'll drink to that. Tastes like Democratic victory.
I was going to say feet, but okay.
We got to drink to that.